I'm Amy.
And I'm Famlan. And welcome to Bingeable
Bingeable
Beans. Okay, welcome back to part 2 of us talking about Reborn Rich. So, episode 1 starts off and we're introduced to this character named Hyunwoo, which we'll refer to him as HW. HW works at the Sooyoung company, and his motto is never say no to an order. He just, everything they tell him to do, he says yes, no matter what it is. And that's kind of his main motivation. They don't show us any other goal of his, and he's just this dark, gloomy character.
What's his background?
He was poor, that's for sure. His family, they had a lot of debt, and he's just working to pay off that debt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also has his younger brother, and so he kind of has to take care of his younger
So
brother.
he basically lives a
sad life.
Yeah.
But then it gets even worse.
really?
Yup.
What? It's worse than that.
Well, it all started when he discovered the paper company, and then he was sent to Turkey, I'm pretty sure, to get all the money back from the slush fund. But then they tried to end him by shooting him and throwing him off the cliff. And then,
Excuse me. Sorry. Can't control that.
once he was thrown off the cliff, he wakes up as a 10-year-old boy named Do-jun.
Who's Dojun?
Do-jun's the youngest grandson of the Sooyoung family. The whole Reborn Rich, it was a really good K-drama, but the ending was so confusing.
So why does he get to live this luxury life as a so young family? Do you think it's because he was poor at first and now he gets to live this rich life kind of thing?
Honestly, that's what I thought at first, and that's what they kind of led us to believe, because once he woke up as Do-jun, they only ever showed Do-jun and his journey. Obviously, we do get moments where it's HW and his memory and his thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But it just shows Do-jun's growth, how he slowly builds up his empire and stuff like that. So the whole time we thought,
His only purpose was to
this was forever. He's
living
permanently
Dojun.
living. Yeah. But then things suddenly change, and we find out everything gets revealed at the end, the last 2 episodes, when
Things got confusing.
Yeah, Do-jun dies, even though HW tried everything in his power to change events. He couldn't change big incidents like that. So Do-jun still dies, and HW wakes back up from his coma. It was a coma the whole time.
I was mad. I was like, dang it. He doesn't get to live this life forever. This Dojun
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, I was too, because I'm just he was doing so good.
Yeah.
He was almost there. His goal too. The Miracle Investment Company was so big.
He was the majority shareholder.
Yeah. But then he wakes back up, and it was just a coma.
So what was the point of all that? Living a Dojun life.
I think is because now he has all this information. Because so we find out the correlation between HW and Do-jun in the very last episode, and HW,
What happened in the last episode?
the accident, Do-jun's accident,
Where HW drove into Dojun and killed Dojun?
yeah. Because whenever HW lived as Do-jun, that was for revenge.
To get back at the Soyoung family?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he didn't remember any information about Do-jun.
He just only knew about HW. He only knew. And he's trying to figure out who murdered Dojun? Basically, the correlation between why related or correlated to each other is because HW drove into Dojun. Involved in Dojun's murder, he lived the Dojun's life to get revenge on Soyoung company, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we also find out that the person behind Do-jun's death is the oldest grandson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically, the point of HW living as Do-jun was to uncover Do-jun's death, the reason why, who did it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think throughout the whole show, we didn't know that. No, I think. Yeah, we didn't really know that. That was the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was just him trying to take down Sooyoung, But it's evident in the last episode that that's the reason for the whole living as Do-jun thing.
Mm-hmm. It was confusing. I was like, what? Didn't during the life of Dojun, he could see HW, himself?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that part still confuses me, is because they literally look the exact same. It's trippy.
Yeah. Do you think they could use a different actress for actor for each character?
No, because then it would just be confusing for the audience. Because we're we see that and then we'll think, wait, who's that? I think it's just to make things simpler. Well, as simple as it can get.
We were still confused. I was confused.
Even now explaining it, I'm like, wait, that happened? Or wait, because that?
He gets revenge, obviously, on So Young, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the grandson goes crazy. But I'm still hung up on Dojun. For him to be successful, the only reason why Dojun was successful in his lifetime was because of HW. Without HW, Dojun wouldn't be like that smart, successful, and be killed. So it was like an endless cycle, right? Like it was like, right? Like
That's our theory. They, like, both of their lives are intertwined, basically.
cause who knows if Dojun would be like successful.
Yeah, because Dojun was so successful because he already knew a bunch of things.
Yeah.
He knew what was going to happen. Like, the plot of Land is one good example. He was a 10-year-old boy that pointed at a plot of land on the map and was like, I want that as my reward.
Yeah. So what was the point of? So this cycle's
life-
gonna keep going. Like I'm confused. Like
No, because Dojun's life was short-lived. Now he lives through HW, basically. Not quite literally, but his... Because you know how we say, like, we were talking about how they're kind of intertwined? His spirit, I guess you can say, his drive, whatever, is through HW. Because remember, I said at the beginning, HW didn't really have a drive. Now he has a drive. Because it also ends off with him joining the Miracle Investment Group. Now he has something other than just saying yes to Soo-young's orders. So now he has his own thing. And he also meets with Min-young again. And he kind of... It hints at them like rekindling. Not rekindling because it's a different person. But starting something with Min-young. And you also notice Min-young, before that she was known as the Grim Reaper, right?
she was always wearing like dark clothes.
Yeah, she didn't smile at all. But the last scene where she meets HW in front of that big
TV screen.
yeah, screen, whatever. The same place that her and Dojun kiss, when she met him there, she was wearing color.
She's not a Green Reaper no more.
Yeah. And also there was another full circle moment because you know how I just said the oldest grandson killed Dojun and was behind HW's murder or attempted murder?
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, the main family member of Soo-young that HW was talking to and stuff was the oldest grandson.
Yeah.
They had like the most intense back and forth, most memorable like moment.
Like the oldest grandson, when he was going through it,
Yeah.
HW had to retrieve him back on stage. But that scene was like really intense. He would like pour water on him or something. Like he hit him with the golf stick first on accident.
Yeah.
But he wasn't sorry. He was going crazy.
He just went berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end, it was HW that took him down in the court.
Mm-hmm. It was satisfying because I think when he lived that Dojun life, when he interacted with the oldest grandson, he would resent him in a way. He's like, ew, like it's that guy, like the oldest grandson who did that to me.
Yeah, well, yeah, because them two were the biggest rivals because they're both the grandson, you know?
The youngest and the oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go to the oldest, but the youngest is coming in out of nowhere. And so that's why I'm saying it's a full circle because in Dojun's life, it was them two. And then even from the beginning, it was HW and the oldest grandson that were clashing. HW wasn't arguing with him because that's not what he did back then. But they had like a clash, basically, kind of thing. Yeah.
It was satisfying when he took him down on the court.
Oh, yeah. At first, I was like disappointed. I was like, why would they make him just go back to this life? He was so close to achieving everything.
Yeah.
But because I was so confused, I did a little research, a little digging. And then when I kind of understood everything more, everything was a full circle. Everything had to be done that way. But I do think that it was still cut short.
Like it could have like one more episode.
Yeah. Ending was a little bit unclear. Idea is there. I think the idea was good.
It needed more clarity.
I think so. Because it wasn't just us that was confused.
Yeah. Wasn't the webtoon like way better apparently?
Oh, the webtoon, he comes back as HW too. It's just in that one, he continues leading the Soo-young group, but he doesn't go to Miracle Investment or whatever. But he ends up leading Soo-young and he marries Min-young. I think
I don't hate the ending of the Reborn Rich show because it's kind of rewarding. He's going back to Miracle Group.
If anything, it's even more powerful because HW isn't even part of the family. Like, he didn't grow up with the privilege, but he was still able to take them down.
Yeah. Honestly, if like he continued with Miracle Group as HW, honestly, because with his knowledge and stuff, he can
grow.
he can
He could prosper.
he can take over So Young by So Young.
Well, they already stepped down. The whole family already.
Oh
stepped
yeah,
down.
you're right.
So
Never mind.
yeah, the ending wasn't as bad as I thought it to be. But I only have this opinion now because I did some researching to understand the ending. Because right when I finished watching it, I was just like, "That's it." Like,
Yeah,
what? But I kind of get it now.
everything makes sense. Or
Mostly.
yeah, I still don't get the endless cycle part. Like they couldn't.
I feel like that's just like a theory. Maybe that's why. Like they're both intertwined and their lives kind of rely on each other. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
How bingeable do you think the show is?
very. It was interesting, at least for me.
I think even if you're not really interested in the business side and business terminology and stuff, you'll still find it interesting because it has a lot of plot twists.
Yeah, the plot twist. I also something about me personally. I like when a character people doubt them in a way and they downgrade them, but they prove them wrong every time. And it's like
Yeah.
when he the way he does it too. It's so empowering and satisfying.
Yeah, because he just does it behind the back. He's like very sneaky.
And he's so calm and sly about it. Like he like smiles every time like they're like mad. And he's like,
Oh yeah.
and he's so he's so good with his words. I forgot to mention that. Like
Yeah.
his love interest, what's her name? Minyoung. She was like, dang, like you're so good with your words. Like how do you do that? Do you take lessons?
Oh yeah.
Because he has a way to like persuade people.
And you know, actually, after he lived as Dojun, right? He suddenly had life to him again. That's why, like, whenever he's talking to Minyoung, he kind of seemed more. His tone was more cheerful and not as gloomy. So I think him living as Dojun gave him a different. It changed how he saw life, how he saw his life. Yeah, going back to if it's bingeable or not, I would say it's bingeable. I would say it's solid 9. It would be a 10 if the ending was a bit more clear.
Yeah, I agree. 9 is
Solid 9.
that's a high rating.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.